All right, welcome back to my channel. I got an interesting thing to talk about today. So I've been carnivore now for 9 months. Excuse my chair, it's a little noisy, a little creaky. But yeah, I've been carnivore for like 9 months now, and I've been hearing people talk about when you're carnivore, you don't get sunburned. So I found out that this is very true in my situation, especially because I'm very light-skinned. I burn easily, but then I tanned. That's the way I was before going carnivore. So we've had a week or maybe a week or two ago. We had some pretty nice weather. It was in the 70s, and it was warm. And I felt great. So I decided to get some natural vitamin D in my system. I got these lawn chairs, and they can stretch out. And what I do is I lay on my back for like a half hour, and then I flip around on my stomach and I lay for a half hour. So I get plenty of vitamin D. Now, normally when I do that, I don't get burned at all. Now, before going carnivore, I used to burn a little bit for about a half hour in the sun like that, just direct sunlight. I would burn a little bit. This time, I don't burn. Now, what happened to me, this was a week ago, I laid out in the sun. The air was kind of a little on the cool side. The sun felt nice and warm. I was like, oh, this feels so good. And I fell asleep. Well, I didn't fall asleep that long. It was 45 minutes. So I laid on my back. It was 45 minutes in the sun. And I was like, I kind of fell asleep. Checked the time. I was like, okay, it's been 45 minutes. That's a bit much. Anyways, turned over, got my back for a half hour. So that evening, I was looking in the mirror, man, I was red. I was red like a lobster. And I was like, boy, I actually burned, I thought, but I didn't. That's the crazy thing. I turned red. Not super red, but I mean, you can see I was out in the sun. I was red. Guess what happened the next day? Gone. Completely gone. There was no signs that I got any sun at all. This is amazing. So, and I started thinking, why is this? Why is this when you're in a carnivore, you don't actually burn? Like I turned red, my skin was, got the effects of the sun, of course, but it didn't burn. The next day, it was it looked like I didn't even lay out in the sun. So I did a little research into it, and I started hearing about phytophoto plant toxins. Okay, now it's a known fact in people that dermatologists deal with an illness, or it's not really an illness. It's a problem called phytophotodermatitis. Okay, so let me explain a little bit what phytophotodermatitis is. Okay, what causes it? Phytophotodermatitis is caused by an exposure to furocoumarins. That's what it's called. Furocoumarins. This type of chemical is found on plant surfaces. Okay, the chemical can become activated by UVA rays through the process of photosynthesis. If your skin comes in contact with the chemical, and the chemical and that chemical becomes activated, a reaction occurs. Contact with these activated substance even briefly can cause skin reactions in some people. Phytophotodermatitis affects the epidermis only, so just the upper part of your skin. Some of the plants that may cause phytodermatitis or phytophotodermatitis includes carrots, celery, and this is just a short list. Celery, let's see here, citrus fruits, limes especially, figs, dill, parsley, and parsnips, the wild version of them. Now, this furocoumarins is in a lot of foods. A lot of vegetables, we'll just put it that way, and fruits too. Some fruits like the lime, the citrus ones, I would imagine. So they are in different quantities, of course. These are the ones I mentioned here, probably at one of the higher amounts in these types of vegetables and fruits here. So with coming in contact with this furocoumarins, you can get a reaction when you're in the sun. I know people that squeeze a lot of limes and stuff, and on their hands, and they get this skin. Their skin looks like it's all blistering and stuff. You know, it's horrible. And so, yeah, there's a lot of skin issues that come up with dealing with these types of vegetables, and then you make contact in the sun. So we see that this is a big problem for a lot of people. So I thought to myself, yeah, there's this problem called phytophoto dermatitis, and it's caused by these furocoumarins, these toxins. So what if you're not touching these things and getting on your skin, and you're not getting any reaction because I don't know, for whatever reason you're not reacting to it. But what if you're eating these things, these vegetables, and they go into your body and they go throughout your whole system? Every cell in your body is going to have these furocoumarins, okay? Then you lay out in the sun for 15, 20 minutes and you get burned. So why is it before I was carnivore, I used to get burned easily? And why is it now that I'm carnivore, I don't get burned? And I've been hearing this a lot. And I think it's these furocoumarins that are causing that. These phyto plant toxins, basically, is what it is. That's my theory. Because, I mean, I haven't seen any research on this or anything like that. But if you get this stuff on your skin, this furocoumarins, and you expose yourself into the sun, and you get these blisters, I mean, you're eating the stuff, and it's going into every cell of your body. I would assume you're going to get pretty much the same reaction, maybe to a lesser degree. So, and another thing is that, where I had it written down here somewhere. Oh, in here, the lower part of this, it says, the initial blistering symptoms are caused by the effects of the chemicals on the epidermis. Furocoumarins are also responsible for processing excess melanin in the skin cells. This causes a subsequent discoloration of the skin. So you see a lot of people that are darker complected, and they might have blotches of light complexion. This could be one of the reasons. So that's my take on these phytophoto toxins, really. So phyto meaning plant, photo meaning sun, and phytophoto dermatitis. The word dermatitis has to do with your skin. Crazy stuff, huh? These are health dangers of phytochemicals. Fruits are known for their high sugar content, which is extremely harmful. Despite occurring naturally, an excess of sugar can cause blood sugar problems, weight gain, tooth decay, and heart disease. That's a well-known fact. Clogged arteries and all that stuff. Sugar. In addition to this, fruits contain high number of phytochemicals such as tannins. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pronounce some of these here. Tannins, photosynthesizers, salicylates, I guess they're called, and flavonoids, as well as cyanogenic glycosides, which create cyanide when mixed with the activating enzymes that just so happen to occur naturally in our bodies. Associated with wide range of symptoms, consuming excess amounts can result in thyroid dysfunction, asthma symptoms, allergies, hives, stomach upset, headaches, vision problems, anxiety, liver toxicity, kidney damage. The oxalates are well known for that. Malabsorption and malnutrition. So these are just in a lot of the fruits. So we also notice that there's a big push for veganism in our society. Fruits and vegetables, eat the colors, eat healthy, fresh, clean vegetables. We know now these things are loaded with plant toxins. Now, when I say plant toxins, obviously that's not going to kill you right away, but the long-term effects are detrimental to the body. Oh, okay. So, like I used to tell my wife all the time, when I was vegan, vegetarian, 18 years I've dealt with a laundry list of symptoms, and I've explained these symptoms in previous videos. And I would tell my wife, why is it that we eat better than anybody we know, fresh fruits and vegetables, all organic, and a lot of the stuff we grow ourselves, and I'm still suffering with all these chronic issues, the heart palpitations, the depression, the joint pains, the gout type symptoms I used to have, IBS, eczema, psoriasis. I used to deal with that all the time. Why was I suffering like that? And it was the vegetables. I took all my vegetables out of my diet, and voila, all my chronic issues went away. Everything went away. So why is this big push for this vegan plant-based diet? Well, we've all been fed a bunch of lies, basically, for it being healthy. The big push. Now, here's some of the reasons that come up. A possible explanation for this big push is it's basically money. Okay, you have to imagine all the money that's involved for the fertilizer to nourish the ground. All these big fertilizer companies pushing fertilizers to fertilize the ground. This is a $200 billion business. Okay. Pesticides to keep the bugs off all the plants. This is over a $2 billion operation also. Huge machinery to harvest everything, the tractors, all the harvesters, all that stuff. That's like a $98 billion industry right there. Agricultural labor. This is like over $2 trillion industry right there. Insane amounts of plastic to package everything. That's crazy. That's like an almost $500 billion business right there. Electricity for most of the, the aspects of doing all this. Electricity that's involved. Healthcare to treat all the sick people now that are eating all these vegetables that are slowly destroying their health to begin with, not to mention sprayed with pesticides and glyphosate. Crazy, isn't it, when you think about it? That's like a $4 trillion industry there, the healthcare. Now, and as opposed to eating only ruminant animals, what does a ruminant animal need? Cows, sheep, goats, things like that. Animals that chew their cud, basically. What do they want? They want a field of grass. No pesticides involved. You don't have to spray the grass. They pick and choose what they eat. So there's zero pesticides. No huge machinery involved. Very little factory processing to process a cow. Butchers, these guys that know what the heck they're doing, they can trim up a cow really quick. Very small transporting in the system. You just got to transport it to the retailer, basically. Uses way less energy and even less health care. Oh man, crazy stuff when you think about it. So people are like, well, I thought vegetables were healthy for us. No, not quite. No vitamin B12. The vitamin A that is in plants is in the wrong form, and it has to be converted in the body to the form that the body can use. And the problem is the body has a hard time doing that. So therefore you become deficient in vitamin A. Iron. Iron has to be in the right form of iron. Okay? There's two forms of iron. There's heme iron and non-heme iron. So that's a problem with plants. They have the wrong type of iron. Vitamin D3. Plants have vitamin D2 mostly. And our body can't convert that very well. So as you can see, vegetables are not all that healthy for you. Now, as I've said in many of my videos, I'm carnivore. People have said to me, you know, why don't you try adding back in some vegetables? And I'm thinking to myself, why? Why do I want to go through all the headaches and the illnesses and the chronic illness that I've been through for 18 years? Why do I want to suffer with that again? I eliminated that and my health is so much better. No more heart palpitations, no more chronic skin issues, no more air hunger, IBS symptoms, going to the bathroom 6-7 times a day is ridiculous. And now everything is normal. Oh, I thank God. I really do. So that's the thing. Why add the vegetables back into my diet if it's going to cause inflammation again? Now, my word of advice is if you absolutely have to have some vegetables, and I know some people have to have a little variety, a little mix, you know, in there. I would look for a low oxalate vegetable. I'm going to put in the description a list that was put out by Harvard for people dealing with kidney stones. Okay, they have to eat low oxalate vegetables, basically. I'm going to put a link down there so you can check this out. It's a PDF, basically, and you can look and research. There's two parts to this list. There's a list with it gives you the it's not an amount like in milligrams, but it's like a unit amount of oxalates, and what's, you know, the higher numbers are higher, obviously, and the lower numbers are lower oxalates. But the second part of that list, it'll show you in milligrams what the what oxalates have in the food. You know, like spinach is like through the roof. Almonds, same thing. These are all healthy foods that they were telling us to eat all the time. Spinach smoothies, almond milk, yeah, I get kidney stones. But if you have to eat vegetables with your meat, you know, and personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with eating a little bit of vegetables, keeping it more ketovore. Make sure it's very low in oxalates, you know, and sugar. So avocados would be okay, maybe some olives, I don't know, maybe a little squash, you know, here and there. But keep it on the low side, and your health and your body will thank you tremendously. Okay, guys, I hope you found this video informative, and hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.